I want to show you something here real fast. I semi-modified my balisong. First, what I did is I ground the edges down here a little bit. It's not round, it's still boxy, but I ground these down a little bit so it's not real sharp. And I also gave that a curve. The reason why I did that is when the blade goes back on my hand, it kind of like fits the contour of my hand. So now if I can only find my tool that tightens this up, looks like I'll be going on Amazon later on. A lot of people, I don't know, they just don't understand where I'm coming from on some of these videos. You know, so I want to show you what's going on here. Okay? We're going to see what's going on here. I'm going to show you what's going on here today. I gotta make another one of those videos where I have a blood bag underneath a white t-shirt and I start stabbing myself in the stomach. Yeah. What I wanted to talk about is what's going on with the COVID-19, the coronavirus, the social distancing. I hate to tell y'all, but it's permanent. I hate to be the Davy Downer, and I know I'm not wrong. I'm not going to say I hope I'm wrong. I know I'm not wrong. I've been a pretty good judge of character of people in the past, and guys, it's permanent. A lot of people want anti-socialism. A lot of people want to be antisocial. Let me phrase it that way. A lot of people in this country, they want this country to fall. That way they don't have to go by the laws anymore. They don't have bills anymore. Maybe they have a hit list they want to get to. There's a lot of people in this country that want to be antisocial. I'm not one of them. You know, a few years ago, I think it was about 2 years ago, here in Pittsburgh, I'm not in Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's about 4 or 5 miles from me, there was a crazy guy, a madman, that shot he shot up the Jewish, I think he killed 11 people over in Squirrel Hill. And I read a little bit about his background and his father. His father raped a Jewish girl in Squirrel Hill. And you have to understand something about tradition. I call it traditional hate that's passed down in the families from parents to children. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, real fast, we're going to talk about people in Russia. Why a lot of Russian people don't smile. It's considered a sign of weakness. Okay? You walk around in Russia, if you smile, you're considered to be a weak person. So a lot of people don't smile up there. It's not the thing to do. Unless if you want to be looked on to as a fool, that's what they consider. People that smile in Russia are considered a fool. Now, here in the Pittsburgh area, we have a lot of people from that region. There's a lot of hate in here. There's a lot of bigotry and a lot of racism around here in Pittsburgh, in this part of Pennsylvania, in western Pennsylvania, Allegheny County. especially around the Pittsburgh area. There's a lot of bigotry and a lot of racism here because there's a lot of people here from the old country. And what the parents do is they pass the hate down to their children that they have for certain nationalities or certain races of people. So let's say, for instance, you're sitting around the dinner table night after night after night after night, year after year after 10 to 15, 20 years. You hear your father preaching to you about these people are no good, these people are no good, that race of people are no good. You're going to believe him because you figure, well, it's my father, or your mother might be doing it. You figure yourself, well, they got to be right. They're my parents. So you're going to believe this. And that's what happened to the guy on Squirrel Hill. There's a lot more people around here like that. Now, you take those same people in today's times with the social distancing, brother, that's not going away for anytime soon. This is just what they want. And it's going to stay like this for a good 20, 30 years. The more populated areas you're around, the bigger populated cities you're around, that's where you're going to see a lot of this. People are going to just be plainly antisocial for a long, long time to come. The only place where you won't see it is in the country. Possibly some small areas down south. Now, to those people, I'm going to tell them one thing. Your children got to live in that world too, so be careful what you wish for. Okay? Your children aren't supermen. Your children have to live. Hey, your children are going to be laying in that bed you made for them. But see, you have to understand something about these people, man. A lot of these people don't care. They think their children are supermen. Like they think they're supermen or super girls. They think their kids are also like that too. And they just don't. A lot of them just don't care about their kids. Like I said before, I don't have anything against children, but I want to go back to the parents at the bus stops with their kids. They think everyone wants to steal their kid. You see, and it's just not one or two. It's almost every single child has the parents right beside them waiting for the bus stop. Back when I was going to school, I had to walk to school. It was 1.5 miles each day going. My mother and father never drove me to school. There wasn't even school buses. We had to walk to school. You went to the school that was nearest to you. That's how it went. If you lived in the city of Pittsburgh, which I grew up in the city of Pittsburgh, you had to go to a city school. You went to the one that was nearest to your house. That's what they went by. And you had to walk. Didn't matter if it was snowing outside. There was no school delays. Didn't matter if the school didn't have heat. The teacher said, put your wraps on, which was a coat. Put your coat on. There was no air conditioning, and they opened the windows. But now, you have them getting bused to schools. You have parents waiting with them until the school bus comes and picks them up, puts them in the bus, brings them to school. So what all this is doing is those kids, those generations will become even more socially distanced than the ones now. The people now, they want to be antisocial. So it's not changing anytime soon, boys. It's going to be it's permanently like this. I hate to tell you that, but it's permanently like this. Frankly, I couldn't care less what happens, because I live my life regardless of what anyone does. I don't I don't live according to the rules. Never have. You know, I don't do whatever I want to do, but, you know, I'm going to do, and it's not even what's best for me. I'm going to do basically what I think is right. You know, I was born in the city of Pittsburgh. Up until I was about 20, 22, maybe 25 years old, you couldn't pay me in gold doublooned to move away from the city. I loved the city. I wanted to move further into the city. Now, I don't want nothing to do with populated areas. I want to move in the middle of nowhere in the sticks. You know, because people are just so uptight and so angry and just so full of hate, you know, and I don't have time for that crap. I don't have time for it. And I'll tell you another thing around here too. There always was around here was jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy around here. A lot of jealousy. If you have a nice car and you leave it parked by itself in a lot, you better be sure you're going to come out and there's going to be a key ran down the side of that. That's how people are around here. Very, very jealous people around here. And probably that's going to be more widespread across the whole United States. So if you have something nice like my motorcycle, I got to really watch that. I got to really watch it. But as for the everything getting back to normal, boys, forget about it. It's not happening. It's permanently like this. I still didn't get my second shot. Matter of fact, I still have the Band-Aid up there. I think it's 4 weeks after I got this, and they gave me a card. Now, I think what they're starting to talk about now is the only way you can get into certain things is you have to have the proof that you got the COVID shot, which I knew they were going to do that. I knew they were going to do that. You know, it's going to get to be like you're going to have to wear something around your neck saying you got the COVID vaccine, or otherwise you're not going to be allowed in the store. You're not going to be allowed in an event, a concert. That's exactly what they're starting to slate things to. So stay safe. And Thursday, I did order a tire. I got a Shinko. I think it's a Shinko 611, or it might be a 232. I forget, but it's a Shinko. I want both tires to be Shinkos. $54. And Thursday, we're going to take the wheel off. I'm going to do that. I'm going to videotape taking that front wheel off. Because a lot of you boys, they have big dogs. You don't know how to take your rear wheels off without taking the fender off and the seat off and cutting half the frame off and taking the engine off. And when you boys try to take your front wheel off, you take the handlebars off, you take the gas tank off, take the forks off, fender off. You don't have to do all that. You take the wheel off without even touching the fender. I'm going to show you that on Thursday.